Previously, on the hybrid series, I sit in front of my computer, unknowing how to start again. I'm drained. Time is passing by. I blink and half of September has already blown by me. I say that's enough, and I force myself to sit in front of my computer and start working on Stop. Why am I forcing myself to commit to my passion doing it? Is this not what I love? Again, we have to fix this and make sure there weren't any issues with the model before releasing it on the Patreon, as Kiwi and I were both leaving for the UK in less than 2.5 weeks. And it's already the 20th.
And it's 100% okay if you don't love it anymore.
We must come back to finish what I started. You guys, at this point in time, I hadn't 3D modeled in almost 5 months.
I'd like to take this time to remind everybody that I'm washed and this is...
With all his flaws and beauties, Hybrid Duck is officially complete. 2 versions of Hybrid Duck. It has been one difficult latter half of the year, where I've been facing adversities left and right, and have been fighting to keep the SudrianRails channel alive. I know I have to use the hybrid models to explain how I'm feeling and what's really going on, because at least then I'll know you'll listen. And I just have to find the correct flow to make all this work out in the end. I've been looking for 7 months. I still haven't.
You put a lot of pressure on yourself, but I don't think it's too much that you can't handle. Things always have a way of working out there. Just focus on what you gotta do. And you know what I always say, to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. You have to take time to live. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody.
I know how to start. That much is true. But do I know how to continue? Do I know how to carry on? Especially when, as you've seen, everything was against me, and it seems everything is against me still. Stick around and please give me a moment to explain, I promise. This isn't a sad video. Excuse me. I know these past couple installments have been a little off course, derailed, if you will. Maybe I'm trying too hard to leave you with an impact when it really isn't called for. But the fact is, no matter how you look at it, these creations are an extension of myself. I am these models as much as these models are me. This is currently my life's work, you know. And maybe some of you are right, it really isn't that deep. But how I create these models is inextricably linked to me as a person, as a being. So talking about how my real life situations affect and contorts my passion is relevant to how I make these models, and moreover, how long I'll be making these models for, and if I still love making said models at all.
Motel roaches, flashing neon.
Now for the looming question on a few of your minds, and most definitely on mine. Do I still love doing this? Well, let's go back a little. For example, the previous installment, I didn't know how to start again. It was true. The intro was rough, bouncing between emotion, messy, and truth be told, starting again and editing the first 10 minutes felt a little grueling, and it really shouldn't feel like that. But here's the thing. As the editing progressed and the more complete the installment got, the less I hated it, and the more I wanted to work on it, and liked it, the more I loved it again. And I guess truthfully, I forgot that feeling. I still have that spark, that fire, don't get me wrong, but like I said previously, it's smaller now. Not weak, not gone, just smaller than what it once was. I wish I loved every part of the video making process like I did back in 2024 and the years that preceded. But I guess the truth is that I'm scared to get to the point where the only thing I dread more about the content creation and art making process is never making the art at all. Now, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day I do genuinely love this, and I am super grateful for the position you guys put me in. It's just a hard juggle between hey, my voice should be heard and I shouldn't neglect how I feel inside to keep making the stuff I want to make, and
Dog, it's just virtual trains.
but see it from my perspective. This year marks 10. If I've dedicated 10 years straight of my life to this channel, and I never once missed a year. So what's another 4 or 5? I've said it previously, and I've said it now. This isn't a sad video. I don't want a hiatus. I don't need it. I don't want to leave. No, not now, not yet. Please, dear viewer, if you've listened to anything I've just said, make sure it's this. This still isn't a sad video, and this isn't some cryptic cry for help. No. This is how.
Oh, is there someone else or not? 'Cause I wanna keep you close. I don't wanna lose my spot. 'Cause I need to know if you hurting him or you hurting me. If I ain't with you, I don't wanna be. Is there someone else or not?
The tale of Hybrid Oliver starts 2 years ago now. Let's go back to July of 2024. Depicted here is an early version of Hybrid Duck with an early version of Kelstorp's TVS Oliver. You'll find that, as usual, TVS Oliver was too large when compared to Hybrid Duck, and therefore the rest of the Hybrid cast. We can try and shrink down the shell, illegal move, just as a mock-up to see how it would work in scale. Clearly the wheels are too big, so let's try on smaller ones. Ones Thomas and Duck use, the Marklin BR55s. Too small. Unhelpful Git would generously donate his 14XX model for research and help with scaling, but ultimately nothing came from it, and Oliver was left untouched for 2 years. Here, 2 years later or so, is Hybrid Duck, now finished. This is just a day or two after releasing the controversial Hybrid Duck video, and here I am, despite yet another flu and fever overcoming me, here I am, working on Hybrid Oliver. Now I know, I've been very, woe is me, but like I said earlier in the video, the love and the sense of achievement and accomplishment had returned once finishing the Duck model, and more so hitting publish on his video. So, despite my returning sickness at the time, I wanted nothing more but to work on my models again. So, here I am with a finished Hybrid Duck, ready to make his partner in Great Western greatness, Hybrid Oliver. So to start, we need a canvas for reference. So, let's borrow Kelstorp's now finished TVS Oliver and put him in a... Oh damn, he big.
This is recording. Say hi, June Thorpe.
Right.
So we're back at it again. We're trying to see how we can make this work. Big 2026. June here is saying that we can just shrink the shell because the shrink is really big. And that's true, it is really big.
Not just the shell, but other things. But the shell is a start.
Again, the big problem is the wheels, because these are 78s. These are the ones on Gordon and characters of the like, and they're much larger than Duck. See, as they kind of reach to half of his body. So the idea would be that we shrink him down so he's 2 sides with the guy. He should be about this big, right? More or less. All right, let's say he's about that size at the end of the day. The problem is that when we put him back on the chassis, those wheels are oh well.
Well, you'd have to modify the arch anyways, because the actual 14XX splasher is different to how the TVS interprets it.
Yeah, maybe it's not super duper difficult. It's just I think the chassis. I think we might have to make
55 chassis with 78 wheels, right?
Yeah. Maybe we can do 78 chassis with 55 wheels. Huh.
So, I started doing what I needed to do. I asked for help. I wasn't able to figure out the wheel size issue 2 years ago, and I honestly can't now. So, maybe an outside opinion will help. I asked a known Gauge 1 modeler, who has many replicas under their belt, Noah, / the LBSC Thomas on Twitter, for help with this dilemma. Kelsthorpe offered some ideas, but also helped with donating their TVS Oliver model to get a gist down of proportion and parts reference. But, unlike prior hybrid model renditions, there wouldn't be a base. This model was just for reference, not for use, meaning hybrid Oliver would have to be made essentially from scratch. Daunting. Comparing the size of a 57XX and 14XX, that scales some 14XX orthos to hybrid duck. So, once done, hybrid Oliver is in scale. There we go. It's got a good height close to what we see IRL. No, it's not exact, but it's adequate for the hybrid range. Here's to give you an idea of the height difference. Now we have the ortho set, and we're ready to model. We'll be reusing these, so Duck and Oliver are more consistent with one another. Now, onto the smokebox and boiler. There we go. Now he's gained sentience. This is getting exciting again. Let's make a quick mock-up of his cab and tanks. Now, it's not 101 to a 14XX anymore, but let's fatten up his boiler some more. He was looking too skinny. It's been so long that I've forgotten how to merge domes into boilers nicely, so we'll come back to it later when I can get some help. Now, we'll make him a feed. Then, we can add his safety valve and his iron tiara. I don't know. Then, with both engines being GWR engines, we can reuse Duck's whistle and whistle housing for Oliver, just with some tweaks and reproportioning. Hey YouTube, what's this? What's this, YouTube? Okay, thanks guys. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, it's on there now though. Damn, why are you so long for? And these two. We're adding these to the boiler, but that's it. We don't want to go too overboard. YouTube, what do these do? Damn, I really don't know much about my trains anymore. I called this his Iron Tiara to be funny, but also because I don't remember what they're called, and I definitely used to. Am I washed? I wanted to say lamp irons, but that's these. Damn. I don't even know what I'm making anymore. You know, maybe this isn't for me. Hey, he's looking pretty good next to Duck. We pick back up with the dome. It's true, I had forgotten how to make them properly. Things I used to know slipping my mind, but just because they do, doesn't mean I can't relearn. That I can't ask for help. So that's what I did. Thanks to Kelstorp June for helping me out with making the dome essentially from scratch. Now, let's move forward and make his wheel arches, or splashers. Now, I had planned to reuse these toolboxes from Hybrid Percy, seeing as they're an original Markland part, but they came out to be too large for Oliver's fruit plate. So, I made some from scratch. See, internet, I'm not lazy. This part that's on the 14XXs is on Hybrid Oliver now as well. I'm not sure what the function of it is, but I'm eager to learn again. So, if you know, leave a comment below telling me what it is. Thank you. Okay, bar a couple of minute details, that should be everything completed for the boiler and running board. Now, onto the cab. So, we had this already as the placeholder, which in its own isn't bad, so let's just upgrade it by enhancing and fixing the mesh. Boom. How we looking? He's almost there. For a time, we take these step things from Duck so that he'd be consistent with him once completed, but towards the end, we'd end up changing them out for a different design altogether. Back to the cab, let's make his windows. There we go. He's really coming together. Now, let's just prop him up by putting him on some temporary chassis. Let's add his decals now. And ole mole, there you have it. That is officially his top half done. Now, onto the main issue with the project. The thing that may or may not have started the domino effect of this whole downward spiral. What to do about his chassis. Again, the main elephant in the room is the size of them. More specifically, his wheels. Since the top half of the model, or shell, is now smaller and more akin to the size of a real 14XX, the wheels are, yep, too big. Now, never say never. there's a slight chance we can still salvage using the BR78 wheels and chassis, but let's explore some other options first. Now, I have these spare chassis, but can they work? Let's try. Yeah, I don't know. The wheels are still a little too small for my liking. I did a mock-up for the trailing bogie to see all 6 wheels on there, and yep, still don't like it. But if I shrink the top half to make the wheels look proportionate, he'd be too small next to Duck, and too small in general. Let's bring in Thomas, seeing as both the 14XX and E2 stand at a whopping 12 feet 6 inches tall. And so, as you see here, regular hybrid Oliver without the smaller chassis or being shrunk, just standard hybrid Oliver as he is to the correct scale and height of Duck, and now Thomas. So what do I do? Okay, so remember earlier when we asked Noah to lend their wisdom on the matter? Well, they got back to me and said that with some tweaks to the chassis and in essence the ride height, the BR78 wheels and chassis were still probably the best option here. On Twitter, Max replied to one of my posts venting about the dilemma, and got back with some important information. Max states, "I'd say keep the BR78 wheels. Their full-scale diameter is only 3 inches larger than the wheels on the 1400s. It's not Oliver's wheels that were the problem, it's everything else about TVS Oliver that's the problem." He'd go on to say, "It's not that he's big on the TVS per se, his body shell is actually pretty well proportioned, it's just that he's too tall." So there you have it. That's 2 voices against 1. 2 Gauge 1 accuracy connoisseurs versus my washed up self. I don't know what you do, but I'ma listen to the Gauge 1 nerds. So, let's take a clear, focused take on using solely the 78 chassis this time. For now, we'll be using a mock-up brick to emulate the chassis as we focus on the size of the wheels. Now here he's a little low on his chassis to accommodate for the size of the wheels, an issue we'll address later, but so far this is technically looking better than him on the BR55 wheels. Yeah, after a few more tweaks he's not looking so bad and he's still relatively in scale. Here are some size comparisons next to TVS Oliver. Okay, now let's remove that mock-up chassis block and utilize the real thing. Let's use the rear of the BR78 for this, and let's chop it up into shape. Okay, now we'll add a little spacer here. Now we have to figure out how to connect the front to the back, but seeing as this is the back of the BR78, there's no more chassis to use. So we'll have to custom fabricate some parts here to make it connect to the back bogie. Alright, here's what I've come up with, chat. It's a little ugly, but it's the best that I could produce. And technically, it works. And well, there you have it. This is the completed result of the chassis for Hybrid Oliver. Even the chassis is a hybrid. Half Marklin, half SudrianRails BS. Now, I'm not super happy with how the chassis ended up. In future, we may revise them to get a better result, but for now, they work just fine for Oliver. And with that, at long last, after such a whirlwind of emotions and epiphanies and months of work, fabrication and pep talks, sweat, tears and laughter, I present to you possibly the most strenuous installment of the Hybrid series, Hybrid Oliver, now officially complete.
just for engines. They're for the chaps who build us too. You've given us new life, more real, more faithful, more hybrid than ever. I know you're not done yet. I'm not even done yet. So what you say? You go on, because that is the great Western way.
Must be lonely out in Paris if you talk like that. It was tough at the time, but you come back. You know that you can tell me I can take that. Did you get your taste back? Do you just need a little love? You just need a little love. You just need a little love. You just need a little love. Need a little love. It's all you. Did you get your taste back? Do you just need a little love?
What a ride! If you've made it this far, thank you. I know it's been such a long time coming, and to some it may seem like I was being lethargic with the channel, but believe me, I've been working day and night to finish this project. A humongous undertaking for me, especially in this current position and time in my life. I talk a lot about passion, seeing as it's my whole mantra and all. I know what I'm after now. I know the next steps, and thanks to supporters like you, I know to take my time. The passion for this hobby is smaller now, that much is true, but it by no means that it's gone. Case in point, here and now. Dearly beloved, it's easy to focus on the negative, the absence, the decreasing volume in uploads. But you gotta sit yourself down sometimes, take a step back. I mean, hey, look at how far we've come. I'm not after fame here. If I was, I'd be churning videos out at a much quicker pace. That's not my goal, no. My goal is to motivate, to inspire. The truth is, I'm in pursuit of leaving an impact on this fandom before the curtains close on me. I'd like to think that I'm at least halfway there. But there is one echo that breaks the barrier, one voice amongst voices that beckons my name. Something I've left abandoned for a long 3 years. I didn't run from it, but I certainly avoided the return. It has been left untouched, unchanged. I can ignore it no longer. It's time for me to come back to the only other home I've ever known.
Let it take you under. Feel your words disappear.